Disney's Zombies is one of the biggest Disney Channel movies of the year so far. With the impressive popularity of the movie, will we get a sequel? Wait until you hear about some of the most anticipated moments fans of the Zombies want to see in Part 2. Don't forget to subscribe to The Things and give this video a big thumbs up. Now let's check out the 10 theories about Disney's Zombies 2. Focus on the kids. We've seen the teens interact with each other, but what about the kids of the movie? We're introduced to Zoe, who's Zed's little sister. She aspires to become a cheerleader and looks up to Seabrook's cheer squad captain, Bucky. She was way too awesome to be just forgotten about. We have so many more questions. What happens to the kids? Will the second movie show us where they go to school and some kind of the challenges they face? They could take the story in so many different directions by focusing on the little ones, or showing us what it's like to actually raise zombies. A YouTuber, Alice Bunny, gives an excellent point by saying we have no idea what happened to these kids. Seabrook High School is just for high school students, so where do kids zombies go for their education? They're definitely not just cooped up in their town and waiting to grow up. We'd love to see the zombies also focus on elementary school kids, or even show those in the kindergarten. The interactions between the zombie kids and the human kids would be completely adorable. Come on, Disney! We'd love to see more of the kids in the sequel. Location boundaries. The YouTuber Alice Bunny also explored another interesting theory. In the first movie, the zombies are only seen at school, even though we know that Seabrook is most likely a huge town. So what would happen if the zombies went to the beach? Or explored other places where the Seabrook community might not yet be used to them? It would be interesting to see the zombie parents doing regular things like grocery shopping or running errands while mixing with the humans. This concept can be taken in so many different directions, and we absolutely can't wait to see what will happen. Come on, don't you want to see what a zombie's day-to-day life would look like in the human world? Or whether or not they could actually relax on a beach, get a tan, or swim in the ocean? We have a feeling the second movie might actually explore some of the location boundaries that were set in the first one. Are the zombies even allowed to do that now? Or are they just limited to the area outside of the school? Fans have so many questions about this movie, and we're positive Disney won't ignore them. Riverdale. Okay, hear us out on this one. If you're a fan of Riverdale, you may have heard the zombie rumors that emerged back in March 2017. In Archie Comics, which the show was based on, we see Jughead's dog getting turned into a zombie. The dog then bites Jughead and starts a zombie plague. Fans of the show wondered if this could actually happen on screen, and the showrunner said that it's definitely a possibility. So what if the second movie will be inspired by Riverdale? Sure, it might actually be much darker than what we're used to, but it would be interesting. Think about Riverdale as a musical, with slightly brighter colors than the show has now. We can definitely see that happening. Perhaps the second movie will feature some more dark and twisted turns. And who knows? Maybe the zombies and the humans will be joined by new cast members that will play the part. Which brings us to our next point. What do you think? Is it too much of a coincidence that Riverdale zombie rumors started at a time when the first Disney zombies were most likely filmed? We'd love to see some of the Riverdale cast in zombies. New cast. We absolutely love the original characters from the zombies, but we feel like Disney will add new cast members for the second movie, similar to what they did to Descendants, when we got introduced to Uma and Harry and they became one of our favorite characters ever. What we'd absolutely love is to see some Easter egg characters from High School Musical. After all, it is the musical the Zombies movie gets compared most to. But since we're on the case of Riverdale, we would love to see a character like Veronica Lodge on this show. We have a feeling she'd cause complete havoc, and she'd probably turn the entire town upside down. While Zombies definitely isn't as dark as Riverdale, the show could potentially turn a lot worse for the sequel. Just imagine all the exciting twists they could pull. A love triangle? A new head cheerleader? New villains? There are so many opportunities to give this story a brand new twist. We for sure have a feeling there will be a new character added to the mix, and they'll change the entire story. What would be your ideal character for the second Zombies? Make sure you let us know your own theories in the comments. Foreign exchange student. But let's talk about some of the theories and fan fictions that already exist. From the moment the Zombies movie appeared on screen, fans started getting their own ideas on what they would like to see in the movie. Napoleon Lover 69 on Wattpad introduces a brand new character, a gorgeous foreign exchange student who comes to Seabrook High and makes everyone turn their heads, including Zed. It's definitely a possibility, isn't it? The student is, of course, human, and she has no idea that zombies are a thing. But naturally, Zed changes her mind on how she feels about them. So, how would Addison react if Zed started interacting with a random foreign exchange student who's just as confused about the whole situation? Would there be fights? Or would Zed find a new love? And what would Addison think about that? Seriously, we're totally down for this foreign exchange student character. Imagine seeing their own perspective of what's happening in Seabrook. We're curious to see how the functionalities would change if an outsider would experience what it's like to live with zombies. We totally approve of this story, and we definitely hope Disney will take some inspiration from these awesome Wattpad writers. And don't worry, we have a lot more Wattpad theories ahead of us. Lost Sister. This Wattpad story belongs to Hannah Hyatt, 14, and it is so adorable. It happens before the first movie, and we can see the sequel having some flashbacks to this. In this story, the theory is that Zed and Zoe have a long-lost sister called Hannah, but she's adopted by Addison's parents after they find her wandering around. The little girl also plays with her Z-Band, but Addison's parents, of course, have no idea what that bracelet really means. After a few years, Hannah confides in Addison that she really is a zombie, and for some reason, Zed's dad tells his kids that they actually have another sister. Just imagine if all this played out. It would definitely be an interesting concept. Hannah had a hard time adjusting to the human world because the zombies weren't yet accepted in the school and were still considered freaks. When it was revealed that Hannah is actually a zombie, Addison's parents didn't want her anymore. But Zed took her in, and she ended up with her original family. But then Addison decided to meet up with the zombies and see what they're really like. What do you think? Is this a good enough idea for the second movie, or do you want something else to happen? Half zombie. This Wattpad story explores the possibility of half zombies. We've seen full zombies and full humans, but is it possible for characters to be half zombies? We feel like this would be an interesting story to explore in the new movie. And Liam's Girl 99 from Wattpad decided to explore it. The theory is that Addison's dad had an affair with a zombie who later got pregnant. It was decided that the girl would live with her mother, and her name would be Zara. Well, at least that was the plan. But Zara's mother passed away while giving birth to her daughter. So Zara had to live with her father, Addison, and Addison's mother as a half-zombie. Zara's dad acted funny around her because he just didn't know what to do, as this wasn't in his plan. And Zara had no one to talk to about her zombie side until she met Zoe, who was a cheerleader just like Addison. But it also looks like Zed had a thing for Zara. Of course, not every part of the story could be taken as actual theory, but introducing half-zombies would be interesting. Watch until the end to find out what moment people do want to see the most. Pretending. Fans seem to love this theory of a possible character that's pretending they're human, but they're actually a zombie. And it seems that just about everyone is somehow connected to Addison. We feel like Addison's parents will definitely be a huge part of the second movie, at least according to the fans. Would you want Addison to have another sister? This Wattpad story belongs to Alex Hook. It's about a girl named Erica, who was adopted by Addison's parents. She knows that she's a zombie, but she pretended to be human so no one could suspect anything. Erica also has the Z-Band bracelet, but she keeps telling people it's a watch. She also wears a wig and always puts makeup on to make sure people don't make any assumptions about her skin. All of these sister stories really make us wonder if Disney will actually listen and put another kid in the second movie. It would tie with a lot of other theories, including the one about focusing on the kids and adding new characters. Besides, there are a lot of talented kid actors out there these days, so we bet that finding someone to play the part wouldn't be a problem. Our money is on JoJo Siwa. She'd be a perfect zombie child. A new villain. Not only do people want new zombie characters, they also want new villains. Let's be honest, Disney's Zombies doesn't really have a good enough villain like Descendants. But with the way the story is actually developing, wouldn't you want to see what a villain could do to the Seabrook town? The Wattpad user Emma Diane M has an interesting story about zombies being attacked by a villain. In this theory, someone wants all the zombies to be destroyed. These people hack the Z-Bands and try to take over zombies and destroy their lives. The writer notes that zombies might be monsters, but we all know that humans are monsters too. It would be interesting to explore what a human mind is capable of, considering zombies have Z-Bands that control them. Meanwhile, we all know what humans are capable of doing once they have the power. Although this would mean that the zombies would definitely be a darker movie than we're used to, we're down with it. This show needs a good villain, and this theory actually makes that possible. Just imagine the amazing songs we could get with a villain character. And the fact that this villain would be human makes the entire thing that much more interesting. The kiss. Out of all these theories and fan fiction inspiration, there's one thing people want to see more than anything else. It's the kiss. Did you notice that Zed and Addison never really kiss in the first movie? So what would happen if they do? Would the consequence be similar to a zombie bite? We have a feeling there's something more to this story, and Disney doesn't want to tell us until the second movie. We suspect Addison would actually transform into a zombie if she kissed Zed, which would be a complete plot twist to the entire movie. It's the one scene the fans want to see the most, and we feel like Disney might take advantage of that and bring a brand new perspective. Or who knows, maybe the second movie will talk more about Zed and Addison starting a family. All we know is we want to see more of these two in the next movie, but we sincerely wonder what their story will look like. And of course, most importantly, if they'll ever share an on-screen smooch. Because let's be honest, it's what the fans want to see the most. And that's all for our video. What do you think? Will we get a Zombies 2 movie? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.